the programs government's come up with are just completely irrelevant. It suggests to the ICT industry. So, you know, we've got, if you want to do a business plan, if you want to do an export plan, we've got money for that. I think in the 5 years I've had some sort of foot over that one ICT company, the whole broad sector is asking money. It's just not where we're from, generally. Might be where some of the larger players are from, but we're starting up business plans, nice idea. But we've got money if you want to do one. Don't let me stop here. Don't let me stop here. And of course, we have part of, I guess, the strength of our role in this. I suspect Marcus had the same as the networks we have here. You know, it's not only networks amongst the states and other agencies inside it, and pushing further afield other things the government does. But it's networks overseas, and it's networks within the sector overseas. Maybe it's not the same level, the development level or the operational level that you guys might be looking at, but it's often at high levels. You like to use that network because they're no good me having a business card for someone at Sony or someone at Microsoft if you don't use it. So we expect you to take those networks off us. No one's stopping it. It's great, it's too early, I know. On the soft side, just let me say that let me reiterate, the government's enthusiastic about this, so we do a whole lot of policy work around the game development industry. You know, Matthew and I were just talking about the skill shortage, and it's a genuine skill shortage. The government, I think all governments who have got any interest in this space are spending money, time, effort and energy developing policies and skills. It might not be an issue for you this week or next week or the week after, but I know it's a significant inhibitor for some of the larger players in the review. I mean, it's a significant inhibitor. You can't get skilled, you can't do anything, let's face it. So we're trying to get more kids interested in games. We're trying to get games not because they're fun to play and you can stay up at 4 AM playing and anything, but the stuff that's behind it, whether it's the architecture, the design, the build, the graphics, whatever. So we're spending time to get those settings right about skills, kids in universities, kids into colleges, kids into all sorts of things. But in terms of the policies, let me flag, I know this is a private room, it won't go anywhere, this government, the Victorian Government, is very keen on the creative sector, and it will in the next few years spend up time and spend money anyway developing what this creative sector is. God knows, you describe it, we've solved a whole lot of policy problems, but you know, we argue Victoria's a creative place. Sure, Queensland and New South Wales and South Australia will argue they're creative places too, but so we're going to spend some time in this creative space. So it's, you know, we're spending getting the policy settings right about creativity, and it does extend all the way from, you know, design, industrial design, right through to film and graphic design, the whole thing, it's the whole spectrum. So look, that's my diatribe, just those two things just to be aware of. If you're a Victorian company, the grants, dev kits that GA has, other support. I guess I generally finish things like this by saying, you know, as long as no is an acceptable response, ask me anything. You know, there are some things I can't do, but there are many things I can do. I don't know what everyone wants individually. And, you know, I don't think we're that difficult to approach. Some in this room will know we ask them, some in this room will know we're not, but some, you know, so do ask me. The website for Multimedia Vic is, this might surprise you, but it's mmv, marymaryvictor.vic.gov.au. If you want info on trade fairs, it's all there. If you want info on participation, our involvement with GAA, it's there. My name is Andrew, or my email address is andrew.ferrington, Friday, E-R-R, AGTO. Look, give me a business card if you want to get in touch, or try and find me on the web, Google me or something like that. It's all there. The only Ferrington in Australia, the only Andrew. So no questions, we're at 9:45. Okay, cool.
So, how does the Australian government usually trade foreign investment towards things like matching funds or tax incentives for foreign investors to come in?
It's a leading question, really. It's a hot issue, it's a political issue at the moment, and I won't escape you that we're going through a federal election. I could kind of defer to Matthew or Greg or Amelia. What are we doing? There is the games industry is pushing significantly to achieve a status which gives tax concessions. In terms of attracting multinationals, yes, we're aggressive in attracting multinationals here, but that's in a non-discriminatory way. We attract them in, we attract multinationals with games as much do stuff. The biggest push in the funded space is the tax concession for games, which is going, the push to get the tax concession for game development as it is for films, or as partial films. So
there's going to be a platform, so if someone brought in $100 million to match funds with the government.
there may well be, you might find things like this. The problem is with that, it's all in the hands of the federal government. And
what if 50% of foreign investment?
oh, no, sorry, but the policy settings and the tax incentives are in the hands of the federal government. They're not in, the state government doesn't take any taxes, really. So it's a federal issue, and I know there is a concerted, I don't know if you want to say anything about this, Greg, but there's a concerted push to achieve a 40% tax status on development, location, post-production.
Are you getting resistance from this?
I'm not, no.
No, if I can just comment on that. I'm from Victoria. We actually work very closely when we do overall state government policy that might bring into here in the federals. We actually liaise very closely with Multimedia Victoria, Premier's Department of the Arts Victoria, so we actually submit something that represents the whole of government and not just a full perspective. However, I've just come from the Screen Producers Association in Australia, their annual conference, which was held in Queensland, and they're very supportive and they do want to see the game sector and all of their policy and all of their communications including the game sector just hasn't had the same traction at the federal level. So from the state level and the industry level, we see that there's enormous value and benefit. We really do want to encourage that to see happen. So, and all the policies, and you can actually go together on our website and download the policies that we're submitting, policy papers and responses to policies.
So it's not actually
No,
But
definitely not.
I suspect
sort of gone.
the bucket's not going to be the same, and we're going to be fighting over who gets the bucket. The bucket's going to expand. It's going to include games and television and film. And that's the political issue, because as any good bureaucrat knows, the bucket's only this big, and if more people want it, everyone gets less. The bucket's got to expand, and that's on various sides of the election. It's various sides. It's various sides of politics that promise to not do or not do.
And just
Andrew, sorry, I was just going to say, Andrew, Ruth and I met up in Singapore not long ago, and I think what he may have been referring to is, let's say he sets up here in Victoria, right? Is there any concessions or incentives from the Victorian Government in doing that, mate?
There are, but it's circumstantially based.
Yes.
It's based on what the circumstances are. If you wanted to come in and set up a 1,000-seat dev centre, I think that'd be fantastic. I'd caution you about the skill, I'd caution you about the capability. But yeah, there are some incentives. The main incentives that you'd be interested in are production breaks, which might come after the federal election.
What is interested in the incentives which might what companies brought in foreign investment
Yeah.
which is specifically dedicated to investment into pioneer community space. For example, with local investment groups or even government funds which would be matched to multiply that funds to scale.
Let me defer to my learned colleague from Film Week about matching and production funding and things like that.
Yeah, one of the things that we've just recently completed is a skills and industry audit for Victoria in the games industry, the animation industry, and the post-production and film industry. And the reason for that is that what we want to do is, whilst we have incentives to attract major offshore film productions, we don't have anything to attract next generation games or a suite of 5-game deals and things like that. So we actually do that research to find out what are our impediments, how big is our skill base, and what level of productions can we attract. So that's something that the Northern Film Office is looking at. That's another business unit of Film Victoria. But they really are looking at how they can incentivise major productions or development opportunities to happen given the state. But when it comes to production investment, we've got a series of programs that actually support that. But what is the clinching is that you have to be the right zone, because for us it's about building and sustaining business opportunities here in the state. And we understand that to do that you actually have to be the owners of the intellectual property. So you can actually then get the royalties back into the state, or at least be the part owner of that